Today I want to talk about the impact of self-limiting beliefs and the also limitations of cultural expectations. And I'll give you a couple of examples of how they've impacted my life. When I was 65, which is about 11 years ago now, I decided that my house needed painting. It had become pretty alligatored and the paint was chipping off and it wasn't looking good. And I have a 3-story Victorian house. So, now painting is not new to me. I painted my way through college. That's part of the way in summer jobs I did to pay for college. So I'm familiar with painting, but I had done it for a lot of years. And this was a job which was going to take not only scraping, but I was going to have to actually take the paint off all the way back to the wood. So it was a major project. I decided to do one side at a time each year. And as I got started on this, I put the ladder up there and I'm climbing up there and climbing down the ladder and working 6 or 8 hours a day. And by the end of the first day, I'm sore everywhere you can be sore. And I come home and I soak in the bath and, try and get myself together. And I'm going, wow, this is terrible. A week later, I'm still, my legs are aching and I'm feeling sore and stiff and stuff as I get down and do it. Because working that hard, I'm just not used to it. And my muscles weren't in shape. So I'm going, maybe this wasn't a good idea. Maybe I should just hire somebody to do this. And I'm getting too old for this. So about 2 weeks into it, I'm actually feeling pretty good. I've actually worked myself into shape. And I'm running up and down the ladder and I'm putting in a 6 or 8 hour day. And I'm tired because I put in a good day's work. But I'm actually doing pretty well. And so it made me stop and pause and look at the topic of excuses and expectations, because there are lots of people saying, "Oh, John, just stop doing that. You're too old to do that." My kids would say, "Dad, you're too old to do that. Why don't you get somebody else to do that?" And I appreciated their care and their concern, but then I looked back and I thought, is it accurate that it's age is causing this? Because I'm actually feeling pretty good now. And I remember back in high school when I was playing basketball or running cross country or track, we'd have, at the beginning of the season, we'd have 2-a-day practices. That is, you do practice in the morning and then you come home and basically fall asleep and try and sleep it off. And in the afternoon, you get up and run again or do whatever you're going to do. And the first couple of weeks, I was sore and I was tired and stuff like that. And I'm 16, 17, 18 years of age. I'm, at the peak position. And I was just as sore then as I was at 65 climbing a ladder. Now, I also remember when I went to basic training and they had us out there running around doing drills and stuff all day and calisthenics and exercises and forced marches and stuff like that. Man, those first couple of weeks were just terrible. So the reality is that age is not the determining factor. Yes, health can be an issue and that sort of thing, but age is not the determining factor. So you have to start looking at what are the cultural expectations. Another example, at 65, you've done a good life's work, and it's time to slow down and live and enjoy your comfortable life and stuff like that. And so I sat down and had a conversation with myself, and I said, well, how long do you think you can live? And I've been doing personal growth work and healing work and stuff like that for 30, 40 years. So I spent a fair amount of time working on myself. And one of the things that occurred to me is I said, well, my goal is 120. I think I can live to be 120. Well, let's see, if I do the math and I go 120 minus 65, well, that's 55 years. That's longer than my work career up to this point. And I'm talking about sitting around and clipping coupons? I don't think so. That sounds like a pretty boring life. What do I want to do? And so I said, well, I guess nice thing about it is at this point, I really get to choose what I want to do. So what do I like to do? And I said, I like to do exactly what I'm doing. I like to work with people. I like to teach seminars. I like to do private sessions with clients. I like to travel. I like to explore interesting places and lead trips and stuff like that. I said, that's what I like to do. Well, why not doing it? And so that's what I do. I continue to do that to this day. In fact, after COVID, a lot of the kinds of things I was doing with trips and personal seminars and stuff like that, well, that just kind of shut down. And so I decided at that point, well, I got to remake myself at this point. And so the last 2 years I spent rewriting all of my programs and putting them on video so I could actually do the trainings I've been doing for the past 25 years in an efficient manner without having to get a whole bunch of people together in a room and do get everybody's calendars coordinated and stuff like that. I can actually do it where people had their own time and all that sort of stuff. So the opportunity is to look at yourself and go, what self-imposed barriers am I working on? And this is something I deal with clients all the time, because we set up rules that are just not accurate. They just don't apply. And one of the kind of questions I would invite you to look at is, if this doesn't apply to everybody, is it a universal law? I mean, is it kind of set in stone? Or is this something which is unique to me, and therefore do I have any control over changing that? And I guess I'll leave you with that today and going, take a look at yourself, examine, because there's a lot of possibilities, and life is fun, and life is going on, and we get to grow and expand ourselves. So have a great day. Thanks for sharing.